I will tell you this while we do this, while we get moving, it's really important that you remove all distractions, possible distractions that you can have. One of the things that can get in your way many times is the thing that can get in the way is Facebook can get in the way of making it not as good for you. Another thing is Skype also is a big a thing that kicks people, especially when we're going to GoToWebinar, off. You do not want to get kicked off. If you can't get back in, it won't be a good thing. The other thing is to truly pay attention to what's going on. If you've got a headset, it would be really wise to plug that in right now. So with that being said, we're going to be talking about 5 email money hacks. And I'm going to be flipping the screen and just share with you guys some things regarding that. Now, as we do, I just want to kind of be clear on a few things. I don't know if you guys saw this advertising week. Some of you guys, might have heard people say these, the email death, the death of email marketing, all the other stuff. Well, that's so exaggerated. People say that and use that to kind of sell whatever crap they're trying to sell you via email most of the time, which is funny. And they're going to get you on their email list and they're going to sell you stuff and scream that, which is absolutely hilarious. But I will say this too, is you ever think about this, and here's a real interesting thing. If you ever, any platform, any social media platform that's out there in the world, if you ever lose your password, how do you get it back? They email it to you. Isn't that funny? So I just wanted to tell you that, look, just call bullshit on it, because that's bullshit. So anyway, just let you guys know there's tons of money that's made in email, and I just want to let you guys know it may not be always the sexiest thing in the world, but it is the one most profitable things in the world that you could possibly do. And so, all these new sexy things come out, and at the end of the day, you're going to find out that they're going to be responding to you and communicating with you. In the end, it's all going to come through email. So it's amazing how all that works. And so, just to share with you, there is so much money. 90% of people out there, internet users, have an email, have an email address. Really, you can't open up anything without one. And it's really, it's really important for you guys pay attention to this, because there's so much money to be made when it comes to email. So I just wanted to bring that up and kind of shoot that down a little bit from there. And for some of you guys, I see a lot of faces, or not, I say a lot of faces. I see a lot of names I know that are on here, and I will tell you guys, I know you know me, and but I don't want to make the same mistake. That I used to be in Dan Kennedy's mastermind, and one that said one of his biggest mistakes is assuming everybody knew who he was. And so I've always remembered that, because I've made that mistake too, and I don't want to assume everybody here knows who I am. So just bear with me. For those of you guys who do know me, I just want to let you guys know that I've been marketing online since 1997, digital marketing since 1997. I've been email marketing since 1999. In fact, I've made millions upon millions of dollars. One of my companies did over $20 million because of email, and we've generated well over $100 million because of email. And I split test every single day, and I built my list up to about 1.2 million people. Which you can see over there about me. Some people call me a digital marketing legend, whatever they want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. I don't care. But the fact is, and when I flip on the screen, you see me, I haven't been late very much. But I will say this, I was crowned, 2010 Internet Marketer of the Year. I was asked to appear on national television, and Lifetime Television had a segment called How to Make Money Using the Internet the Real Way. And that segment actually they said on Lifetime that was the most viewed segment of the whole entire series. And so, and not only that, most viewed, but it was actually the most reran. So it was really cool when that came out. But I've been sought after internet marketer. People pay me up to $20,000 for a day. People pay me, $2,000 an hour to share with them internet marketing strategies and techniques, and I've helped some of the biggest names out there in the marketplace. And I'm not just going to name their names, because some of their reputations might shrivel if their followers ever found out I coached them on their online marketing strategies. But wrote many different books. I originally wrote a book. My first book I ever wrote was called The Ultimate Lead Generation Plan, which you can see with that little green thing right there in front of you. that guy, or that book right there, we sold 15,000 copies in our first week, all using the power of the email. In fact, all these books have sold, many of them have sold thousands upon thousands of copies all through email, and there's tons of money being made through that. But the cool thing is, I just bring it up, I've written a lot of different books. I've got a new book coming out, and it's actually, sounds like I'm getting picked up by a big New York publisher, and I just pitched them on that. It sounds like they're going to be picking my new book up, and I'm really excited about that. We are running for New York Times bestseller on the new book, and it's really about this whole concept. It's kind of, the whole concept of, in the sense of the death of social media, in a sense, and to the point where people that are building their businesses. Let me give you the concept, and we'll move forward. But over the years, I've seen things come and go. I've been doing this for half my life. I'm 40 years old. I started when I was in my 20s, I started when I was a little younger than 20. So I spent half my life in email marketing, and I will say I've seen things come and go. I've seen strategies come and go. The one thing that has always held true is email, and it still does. It's one of the most profitable things. But a lot of people, what they're doing is they're building their house on their business on a house of cards, meaning that if you're utilizing channels out there, Facebook, if you're using, you're utilizing Twitter, or all that other stuff, LinkedIn, or stuff like that. I've watched people get banned. I've watched people get, literally get unpublished. I've actually had a Facebook Live the other day, actually yesterday, was it, or 2 days ago? All of a sudden it was over and it just disappeared. For any reason, things can happen on there because you don't control that. And the whole concept behind the book is really you're building on a house of cards if you're not capturing the information, and utilize those channels to capture the information. Specifically email, or capture the data so that you can do it. And anytime you have like an iPhone or something like that, the first thing you do when you go to the iPhone store, they're going to ask you, when's the last time you backed it up? And you can't back up your data on your Facebook channel. You can't back up your data. Most places you can't back up your data. You can't reinstate your account, after it happens and get everybody back. No, you have to redo it. And the fastest way to do that is having having an email list and be able to push send to either start a new channel or to get them from there. And that's when the power is controlled. I will say this before we move forward too. I will say one thing, and somebody asked me this a while back, is like, Matt, how did you, I made my first million online in 2003. Yeah, 2003. I was in my early 20s. And I will say this, in 2003, I met somebody, and I want to share what he said to me. I actually met somebody. I was at an event. I was struggling. I was selling cassettes. I was selling VHS tapes. I was selling information in a different market, actually a different niche. And I had a closet full of stuff. I was sleeping on a cot. It was crazy. And so one of the guys said something to me that was absolutely, when I was at this event, and I literally drove over, was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And while I was there, driving over there, it wasn't from the actual event I was at. It was from somebody sitting it was in the hotel, and everybody's like, oh my God, that guy's a billionaire. Well, found out this guy was a billionaire. I walked over to him. I was young. I said, hey, listen, let me ask a question. I heard you're a billionaire. He's like, just kind of looked at me weird. And I said, well, I got one quick question for you. And the question is, what is the secret? And he looked at me and he just said, son, the secret is, I would recommend writing this down. He said, if you want to make a decent income, then you sell products and services. But if you want to become insanely rich, then you create and control markets. And that has never left me. And at that moment, it hit me. I need to start focusing on building my list. I need to start focusing on, building an email list. I need to start focusing on doing that. And I did. And I started realizing that it's a good problem. It's a bad problem when you have a bunch of products and services to sell, and it's a great problem when you have a bunch of people to sell to, and not a bunch of products and services, because you can get tons of products and services if you have the people to promote to. So that I flipped. Everything flipped for me at that moment. In less than 6 months after that day, actually, I made my first million online. That was back in 2003. So I've been around the block a little bit. I've recycled a few times, but the great thing is, the one thing still holds true to this day, is, if I had to start all over again, the first thing I would do is build a list, and that's exactly what I always focus on, and that's exactly one of the tips I want to share with you. It's not the 5 things, but I just wanted to bring that into perspective before we move. So there's a lot of people jumped on, and I want to tell you guys from there. So just wanted to bring that in. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to do this, and for many of you guys don't know, I have actually came up with 11 golden keys. Now, this is not what we're going to talk about today, but it is something that I want to make sure that you know about, that you understand, because I think there is 11 golden keys to making money online, and these are the 11 golden keys. These right here are the 11 golden keys that you guys will see here in 1 second. It should flip over to that any second from now. What I would recommend doing is grabbing a pen, grabbing a pad of paper, and write these down. The reason I want you to use it, pen and pad of paper, some of you guys might be taking screenshots, but what I would rather see you do is use a pen and pad of paper. And the reason for using a pen and pad of paper, because it wanted to go into your subconscious, these are the 11 golden keys, and you've got to know these, not just know these, but master these. And when you master these 11 golden keys, you are going to become an email marketing firecracker, from there. So what I want you to do is I'm going to take a moment, and I want you guys to write down these 11 golden keys. And write them down. And once you have them down, I want you to literally go and over the side, go over to the right side, over on the right, and the right side. Somebody said if it's dead, then I'm going to go over go over the right side and say, tell me then when you write down the 11 golden keys, and we'll move forward. I do want to make sure that everybody does know about these 11 golden keys. Write these 11 golden keys down and do it. But somebody said if it's dead, then my email box is filled with zombies. I love that. That's awesome. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay, somebody's got it. Good. All right, let me know when you get it. I'm going to take a sip, and then we're going to move forward. I'm going to go over the 5. The 5 email money hacks here in a sec. But write these down. Somebody said done. Cool. I'm grabbing I probably don't need it, but I'm grabbing some I'm taking a sip of my coffee. All right. Somebody else said they're okay. Good. Well, we got a bunch of you on. So make sure you write those down. Write them down. Let me know when you get them. All right. Somebody else. There is well over 100 people on this call, and I've got about 3 or 4 people said they've got it. When you get it done, let me know. Okay, somebody said okay. Got it. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Jessica. All right, we got a couple more people. All right, yes. All right. All right, cool. Got it. Good. We got it. Thanks, Gene. All right, just a few more seconds. Let me. Got it. I've got him. Okay, cool. All right. Done. All right, cool. All right. I'm going to flip the screen here in a second, so make sure you guys get them. Boom. All right, done. All right, cool. Done. All right, while other people are getting on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my webcam. Hopefully, let's see here. Hopefully this works. All right, just keep on reporting you're in. We're good. See if you guys get me. Yo. All right, cool. You guys got them. All right, I'm going to flip to the next things. Hey, what's going on? All right. Cool. All right. So everybody's got them. We're good. Anybody not got them? Need a couple more seconds. Perfect. Like I said, these 11 golden keys. I do want to hit on one thing while we are sitting right here. No equation. Some of you guys know about this equation. I just wanted to bring this up for some people that don't know. In order to really win at email marketing, you need to understand this equation. This equation is really kind of a high-level view of the box of profits. And this is kind of the box. Is why there's a box around it, because these are the things we need to focus on. Like getting subscribers, getting clicks, and EPC means earnings per click, which is right here, because that's going to make us money in email marketing. Now, I'm going to give you guys 5 different things here in a sec. 5 different things, or 5 different things, that you can do, some things that you could do to make more money from your email list. But it's really important to focus your energy on here. And these things all go inside the box of profits because you've got to have all these elements. All right. And I'm going to break these down kind of like I did last time for some of you guys to let you guys know. And I broke these down. I have them all written here on a piece of paper that I'm going to break down for you guys. All right, so I'm going to move forward to the next thing. Now, those things that I just shared with you, just to let you know, those are things that you just must know. I think that you don't just need to know. I think you must know them because, and not just know them, but master them, because the little things win big games, and little things, you know, in little tweaks and golden nuggets that you're going to get, that you're going to gain from what I'm going to share with you. Now, I also want to bring this up too. Is a lot of my buddies that make, well, I mean, my friends and I, we make millions. We make millions off of email, you know, because of email marketing. And the email millionaires I know that win are the email marketers that do the little things better than their competitors, period. I mean, that's how it really works, you know, from there. So pay attention. And I really think, you know, I really want to make sure you pay close attention. So I'm going to bring this this one up. I was actually speaking at an event, and this guy named Chris Winters said, you know, like, listen, you know, pay close attention because last time he heard me talk, he made what $350,000 in 3 weeks. 3 weeks later, and then he made another extra $200,000 in over the last 45 days. So he said, pay close attention, folks. But what he also said too is he also said something that's really important. He said, action takers are rewarded. And it's funny because that's one of the big things that I learned early on is, you know, through action and through implementation and through action is where the real learning comes from. You can think about it all, but until you actually do it and apply it and make it happen, you know, that's when that's the true key of doing everything. So I just wanted to share with you guys that. Now, what I want you to do is I'm actually going to be drawing the stuff out. So I use a nice pen and a pad of paper. There's paper all around me. There's a reason that is true because I like to write on paper. I'm still old school that way. It's funny, everybody jots on their little, you know, thing, but now I want you to focus on me, and that's why it says watch on camera. That slide's not going to move for a little while because we're in the training segment, you know, and I just want to teach you guys some things. So on here, I wrote down a list of 5 different things that you know, or 5 email money hacks that I really want to inject inside your mind. Now, before I get into these, I want to tell you, is just like many of you guys might have been on the one call that I did a couple weeks ago or last week, and I talked about clicks, and I kind of broke it down and chunked it down. Well, I kind of want to break and chunk this down a little bit, but totally in a different way. And the way I'm going to do this is because I started thinking about it after I wrote them down. I kind of looked at it and I came up with a thing to share with you. We really want to focus on, you know, we want to focus on 5 things to really make these email money hacks so we can break down the 5 email money hacks. And I never thought the 5 fell in this category until I started looking at it. And the 5 categories are this, and write these down. And this comes back to old school, really old school. It kind of even brings back probably when I was in college, is who, what, when, where, and why. These are the 5 things that I'm going to talk about. That's not exactly it, but I'm going to go into specifics in those, but it really comes down to answering those things. Now, so first of all, I want to tell you is I like to start off before I'm going to send out, let me stop real quick. The way to make money, you know, we've got to have subscribers, right? But in order to make money, we got to get clicks. We got to send an email because that's what's going to get us the clicks. Okay. So before I think about that, now assuming we have a list, it's really, you know, like this will work if you have a list. Okay. You got to have a list that, you know, you're not gonna make money if you don't have a list. So you've got to build a list. Okay. So let's just put that to a side and isolate that and say that's there. Okay. So we got to figure out, I always think about is what. The first question I ask myself is what? What is it that I am going to be promoting? What is it that I'm going to be selling? What is it? What is that thing? Okay. And I'm bringing that up because the what to me is really important. It's really, you know, before I start building the list to get the subscribers, like what am I going to be offering them? You know, what market, what niche? Now I'm going to give you a specific here in a second, but I just want to kind of frame it a little bit. You know, what market, what niche, you know, what's the products or what's the initial product that I'm going to sell? Like what good is it to build a list? What good is it to have a list if we have nothing to sell them? At all. And this is actually suspected spam calling me right now. Crazy. Nobody has that number, but sorry about that. I just put on a robocall thing, and then there it goes. But the point is this, is, basically what we want to, let me just turn that damn thing off. Sorry, that just threw me off a little bit. Okay, it's off. Sorry, nobody has that number. So, but the point I want to make is this. We got to figure out, like, what are we going to be promoting to our subscribers? I'm always thinking about, what is it? What is it this week? What is it next week? What is that? And I write on an email calendar. So let's talk about the what real quick. And so if I figure out something, what am I going to send out? I've got to make that decision first. But now, what is that how am I going to write the email to promote that thing? Let me show you guys a quick trick that you guys can do. And it's really about writing emails, okay? This is a great way. This is a quick little hack that you guys can use whenever that what is. Now, I'm making some assumptions here. I'm making an assumption, one for this perspective is that you have a list. Number two, I'm going to make a assumption that you're going to promote something that has maybe a sales letter or already has copy that's already written. So let me show you guys something to kind of give you guys a general idea on this. And what I am going to do is I'm actually going to say, in 1 second, I'm going to say not watch me. I'm going to go to a website. I'm going to show you how do I craft emails. Okay, so let's go in and let me show you a quick and easy hack to write emails to make you some money. Okay, I'm just going to go to, hold on. Let's go to this page. You guys will see it in 2 seconds. Okay, let's go. Oh, I have to log in to do this. Okay, I'm going to log in real quick. You guys aren't going to see this, and then once I'm logged in, I'll take you guys there. Oh, actually, I don't even need to log in. Thank God. Okay, they changed their page. So I'm going to show my screen, and you guys are going to see exactly a quick way of what to send out to your list. Okay, that's really where we're getting at, is to what to send out to your list. I'm not saying that you guys want to promote something on here, but I'm going to just show you a concept and a strategy that you could do to figure out how to write quick and easy emails to make some money, right? So this is how, one way that I do it, if I'm not going to kind of write emails to myself, I always look for a product that I'm going to sell. Like what? Let's say I'm going to promote a product to my list. I'm going to come through here. I'm going to look, find something that might make sense for my list. Prospector doesn't make sense to my list. LinkedIn to vid. Okay, let's go look at the last 30 days. Let's see. Look at the last top selling products last 30 days. Live Event Blaster, Local Unbreakable, Project Profit, Jackson, the Lost Code. All right, most of this stuff I probably want to promote, but let's just look at this. I don't know what Unbreakable is. So here's my point. Let's just say I'm just, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm just going to say I'm going to promote it right now. I'm not going to do it, but this is how I actually do. So if I find a product or service, or it could be my own. Now, I could go to my own page and do the same exact example. I just want to show somebody else's, okay? So this is a quick and easy way that I actually come up with emails to send out. If I figure out I'm going to promote this product, then how I do it is I come over here. I always open up Notepad. So I always open up Notepad whenever I'm writing. The reason is because when I'm going to put that in my autoresponder that I'm going to push send to, where all my subscribers are, I find that it doesn't take that gobbledygook over there, like the HTML code. And so what I'll do is I go and I put it into a Word doc. So this is something I could promote. Let's just say it is something I'm going to promote. What I typically do, and I want to just show you some things here. First of all, most of the time, the number one biggest thing that anybody really spends the most time on. So we're going to kind of hack a copywriter. I guess that's the way to say it. Copywriters are going to spend a lot of time and energy focusing on what this is the headline here. The second biggest thing they're going to focus on is the subhead, and this is the subhead here. So I use those to my advantage. I use those to my advantage. But I know another secret, and that other secret is the product owner, whether he hired somebody to write this copy or not, the product owner spent a lot of time and energy thinking about the name of the product. So the name of the product is Unbreakable. So for this, I'm using this just as an example. So if I'm starting out and I wanted you to say, Matt, you can't use any of your knowledge that you use right now. I need you to write an email. This is exactly what I would do, and this will make me tons of money. All right, so I'm going to show you. Watch this. So the name of the subject line, watch what I do. This is how I do it. Watch what I do. So the name, let me go over here. Let me do format. Let me do Word. No, we're not going to do word mat. I'm going to do font. Okay, and I'm going to increase this font size so you guys can see stuff. Okay, hopefully you can when I start typing. Okay, So the subject line, well, let me just do a quick check. Can you guys see what I'm writing fine in the notepad? Yes? Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. Now, all right. So good. You guys can see that fine. So the first thing, the subject line, if you were like, Matt, you can't do anything, you can't, use your secret formula for writing emails, and you just need to do a quick hack to write some quick emails, because that's really what this is. This is what I want to mail out to my list. So what I would do is my subject line would be the name of the product. Because I know the person that created the product spent more time and energy thinking about that name than they did anything else. The second thing they ever thought of, whoever wrote the copy, or the first thing that the person that created the product in the product name. Now, I might say Unbreakable, or I might say is, and I use this one on you guys today, is live. That always works really well. So Unbreakable is live. Everybody's like, what the heck? Or Unbreakable is live, or Unbreakable. I'm going to use one or two of those as subject lines to make it happen. Now, you're like, okay, well, I need a quick and easy way to write the email. Great. I'll show you what I do. So I come over here. I'm going to take the headline. Remember, I told you it's the one thing that they spend the most time and energy on. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over here. Now, somebody's like, oh my God, Matt, you're stealing. No, I'm not. What I'm doing is that person that put this together, they want me to sell a bunch of their stuff, whether it's you or that. They put a lot of time and energy in getting this copy written. And if they didn't give me any copy, well, this is the fast and easiest way for me to get copy. They are not going to care, because what this creates, and what we're really creating here, is a sense of, of synchronicity, a sense of, synchronicity with, it's the email I'm sending out is synchronized with the product that I'm selling. None of you guys are getting that. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and I might change it, because the headlines, I might change it a little bit, and change it a little bit so that it's, all lower, take all the uppercase and lowercase them all, and come over here and go over and, buy, and then tapping into, a secret. And I learned this years ago, because what I discovered is when I was running ads, back when we could run ads to the opt-in pages, that whenever I created an ad that mirrored my actual page, I increased my conversion. So if you can write an email that mirrors the page you're promoting, then you're going to increase your conversions. All right, website, one in. Okay, so this is, look at this. So subject line, Unbreakable is live. Newbie, banks $130 per day by tapping into a secret thing. I'm just going to use this, quick example. One in, link. I'm just, I could add more stuff to it, but I could really probably go link. And then, there's the link. And then I can even go in here. Here's the, and like here, right here is, I could take this piece right here, one in, link. Now then I can come in here. Now I'm just going to reformat it a little bit. Boom. No product, no list needed. No product required. No, this is nothing like anything you've seen before. Go and grab it. Call to action. Link. Sign off. Boom. Done. I'm done. Guys, look, it's related to that. If somebody clicks on this, somebody's going to probably open this. When they open it, click on it. They're going to go to the page. Boom. I've got an email. Now I know I got a product to sell, and I know what to send out. Do you guys see the ease in doing that? So that's one little quick way. Cool beans, somebody said. All right. Cool. Awesome. So, simple. Yeah. So all I'm saying is that's a good and easy way. A good and easy way to make that happen from there. So that's so Walt, how do you find products to sell? It's really, the question is, what does your list want to buy? If you notice, when I was actually looking at the products, you want to ask yourself, find out what people want, go get it and give it to them. So find out what they want, go get it, and find out what they want, go get it, give it to them. Meaning, if you know what your people want, now like this one, I wouldn't promote to my list because it doesn't make as much sense. I'm just using this as an example because I just want to do a live one right now. And you've noticed if it had anything to do with email marketing, then that's something for me, because my list is all about email marketing and list building, then I would be able to do that. So from that, so from there, so just to share with you, so that's one little hack that could really help you guys make some money. One really big hack to make you money. Now, another hack, just to share with you guys, is this. So that's the what. So finding something, giving you guys an example of something, like a quick and easy way to go and to figure out what, something to promote. Now, you've got to think about like who are your subscribers. If you want to back end it a little bit, I'm telling you this, if you're going to build an opt-in page, the one thing that I will tell you guys is this. First of all, figure out what market or niche you're going to get in. Find something that you want to sell. And if it's a page like that, then what you want to do is you want to go to the front and make sure that your opt-in page relates to the thing that you're going to sell. Just like we just said, a kind of mirroring, that's more of an affiliate offer there, but you want to mirror, if you're selling it, when somebody signs up and you're going to start off by selling affiliate stuff, then make sure that your front end is built specifically to start selling that one thing right there. So you want to make sure, could I use the same hack for health coaching products and services? The answer is yes. As long as, here's the thing, if it's your page, then hack your own page. If it's somebody else's page that you're promoting, you're not stealing, you are selling their stuff. If you went to that product owner or that person selling that person to say, I want to sell a bunch of your stuff, I wanted to, can I borrow some of the copy off your page? They're all over going to say, hell yes. They're going to like it, because then they know that you're not promising something that wasn't promised on the page. They don't care. Does that make sense? Isn't it about being congruent? Yes, the congruency is, that's probably that probably is the word that I should use, and I didn't have it. So it's actually congruency. That's the word I was looking for. Damn it. Because I had all words except for one, and that was it. They were talking about is congruency. It's keeping it congruent. Now you're in line with the thing. Now, the cool thing is, folks, let me just tell you something. I have cashed millions and possibly millions of dollars of checks in my lifetime. When I go to the bank, I still go to the bank. We went to the bank today. When I go to the bank, and I still and I know Americans were a little late on the whole idea of, everything else. We still get checks, like you guys call them, you're saying, some people in other countries say it different. We get checks. I go to the bank. I deposit my check. I give them that piece of paper. You look at me and they're like, they never said, hey, was this from an original thought? They never asked me that question. They just said, making sure everything's spelled correctly and deposit when I get my affiliate check, because I still actually like getting over there. I know it's not in Europe. I'm just kind of going to let you know. But the fact is, when you're transferring money from PayPal to your bank, when you're running, whatever you're doing, you're getting a wire transfer from somebody, do they ever ask, was this money come from an original thought? Is kind of the point I want to make. So just to kind of leave, but the big thing is, yeah, it's all about, so hack number one is about congruency. It's really comes down to that, but it's also the what. Now, the next thing is, and it's also, it's from there. So that's one thing. Now, the other thing is, so once we have that email, once we've identified the product that we want to sell, we have an email that's congruent. We've got that congruency in here. One of the things, and basically, one of the things is the frequency. So one way to make more money is to increase the frequency. That's about congruency. So the hack number one was about congruency. Hack number two is about frequency. Here's a big thing that most people don't realize is the one way to make more money is to increase the frequency. If you increase the frequency of your mailing, you're going to find that you're going to make more money. Now, so the more the more emails you send, the more money you're going to make. Because if you don't send an email, then you're never going to get clicks. If you never get clicks, you're never going to make money. So the more you mail from there. And so I want you to think about that, because that really brings in from there, something that I call, which is the hack. And some of you guys may or may not know it, but it's really the bump hack. The one was a congruency hack, but this one's the bump hack. And the bump hack is when you're mailing. So let's say we take that email, right? So this email that I showed you, and we mailed out to, make it, do one for yourself. No, but when you mail it, so now we mail it out to our list, right? And we make some money. Well, how do you make more money? you can you can use the bump hack to increase your frequency without pissing anybody off. And what I mean by that is what you do is you can bump that email back up to the top of their opt-in box. And how do we do that? Well, how do we do that? Well, the answer to that is this. It's really simple. What I like to do is I like to go in, and this is a good example right here. Here, I'll give you one right here. What I like to do is I like to, and I don't know where, if you guys can see me, or how you guys, oh, here's my video. Okay, cool. So let me move this over and share with you guys this right here. All right. Now, if you guys can see something, I have an email address. I have Matt, and I know you can't read it. I'm just reading it out to you, so don't, but I have a couple different email addresses. So let's say I mailed out from Matt at InfoSoft 360. That's one of my email addresses. And I have another email address, Matt Bacak, Matt at Internet Marketing Insider. Okay, so let's say when I sent that email that I just shared with you, I sent it out, and I sent it out in the morning, let's say 11 o'clock, because it's a good time to actually mail. And we'll get into a timing hack here in a second. But so I mailed it out in the morning. Let's call it 11 o'clock. I usually wait about 12 hours. So 12 hours from the time that I mail, I do the bump hack. And what the bump hack is basically I might have mailed from Matt Bacak at Internet Marketing Insider, and at night, 12 hours later, I'll go back to all the people that did not open the email, and I'll mail them from the other address, from the other email address. I'll just change it when I'm sending it. I'll change it to the unopeners. So now it's going to bump it back to the top. Only people, because I increased the frequency. Well, really, I mean, all the people that opened the first time have no idea. That all the people that didn't open the first time, they had no idea either, but I just bumped that email back to the top of their email box. Now they can see it. Now they're clicking, and now they're buying. And that works like freaking crazy. Makes me tons of money, and it'll make you tons of money too. So number one was the congruency hack. Number two was same exact email. No, different email. Same exact email I'm sending to, but different email address I'm sending from. So when I'm mailing out, I'm sending out from a different email address, but the same people. So when you're going in an autoresponder, you can change it. So what email address would you like to send this one from? And you can have multiple different emails in there. You can just change it. They're all my emails. Why am I doing that? That's a great question by Lewis. And here's the reason I want to say this is, first of all, and this is the reasoning behind it. Good you asked that question. The reasoning behind it is this. Many people, well, there's two big reasons. They might not have just seen it. They had tons of emails in their box at that same exact time, so they might not have seen it at that moment. So now what we did is we just put it back. We bumped it to the top again of their email box. That's one reason. Another reason, which is the reason what got me thinking about it and started doing that, is because what started happening is I started noticing that people that really wanted to get my emails, they created a little box or a little label, and they put me in this box, and they're like, oh, I want to make sure I see them all. And what happens is out of sight, out of mind. And when I would email out, they would go into this box, and they forgot that they had this box because it was out of sight. So now when I'm going in, it's the same exact email, save the next subject line. Now when I go in, I do that because they might have had it keyed in saying every email from Matt Bacak, Matt at Internet Marketing Insider goes into this box. So now when I mail at night, it's not going in that box. It's going right there, the main inbox. Does that make sense? Just want to be clear because it looks like some people are confused about that and the reason why that's so powerful. Does that hack make sense? You guys get the bump hack? Cool. How often do you change the from address? Yes, morning and night. So the morning has one, and at night I switch it up. So the one I send at 11, and then I send it usually 12 hours later, about 11 o'clock that night. So I give it about 12-hour spread. Anybody that didn't open it, I'm going to send again to all the unopeners using that. So I switch it up. All right. From there. Now I use the same ones. So there's a lot of questions that we can answer, but I don't have time to go into those questions. I'll answer those a little bit later. And on some of the more specifics, I want to make sure that those two concepts are not really concepts. Those two hacks make sense. Some people are asking me questions outside of the hacks, so I just can't get to them right now. All right, cool. Those two make sense. Yes? All right, good. Thanks, Carol. I am moving on. All right, cool. I get those. Yeah, cool. Absolutely. All right, so that's hack 1 was the congruency hack. Hack 2 is the bump hack. Hack 3 is and hack 3 is this is timing. Now, what most people don't realize is this. The most ideal, and I'm going to give you guys a real answer, but I want to put a concept in your mind. The most ideal time to send an email to anybody is the moment in which that person opens, is looking at their email box, right? That's the most ideal time to ever send an email to somebody. There is a cool tactic that you can use over at GetResponse where you can actually send when it basically gets trained and knows whenever that person is most likely to be looking at their emails, and then it'll send the email to them. So you can actually I really don't have it that way, but it's like in their time zone, because what you got to think about is everyone in your list is a different time zone. Even here in the United States, people, and you got to realize this about your list. Your list, you have people on your list from Eastern Standard Time. You have people on the list from Pacific Time, Central Time. You have people in GMT. You have people all different walks of life. And one of the reasons why that earlier strategy, it really works very well is because if you sent the email out 11 o'clock my time, well, that could be in Singapore, that's 11 o'clock at night. So, or that's 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 o'clock in Europe. 4 o'clock in London, 4 o'clock in Ireland. So we got to take in that realization. If we have our list, if we understand our list, and we can figure out two different factors. Factor number 1 we can figure out is when's the most likely that people, open or most likely click and buy. And then also what's the most likely, or when is the most likely time. The reason, actually what's interesting, and the reason why this calls at 2 o'clock is very strategic, because everybody in America could get on it right now. For me, what I find is my higher quality buyers come on at this time. And plus, it works very well for Europe. If I did it at 9 o'clock at night, then Europe is sleeping, and most of America is too. But timing is of key. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but let me tell you one thing. If you pick one day, and this is like the timing hack, if you guys could pick one day a week to mail, I think you should mail more than that. One time a week is this. If there is one day that you can mail a week, the one day, if I can tell you one day that consistently crushes it, actually, let me let you guess. What would that day be? I see somebody said Thursday. Somebody else. Come on. Tell me what you think. Monday, Wednesday. Lots. Oh my gosh, there's another Wednesday. There's like Friday, Saturday, every day. William or Tony, that's Tony. Thursday, Wednesday, Monday, payday. Damn, Fran. You know what? You did actually freaking nail it. I'll tell you this. You guys are awesome. There's only about 3 of you who got it right. It's actually, I'm looking at this right now. We have Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Monday, payday. I like that one. From here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. People are giving me all this right here. First of all, let me tell you, you want to be careful, Pat, on Friday. So people that are that mentioned Friday, let me just say something. Careful after 2 p.m. Well, I'm going to say this. The emails that work the best on Fridays are before 11 a.m. Unless somebody said no Monday or Friday. And that's actually interesting because Monday and Fridays are usually the worst days from there. But you got to test this, of course. And I'm not going to tell you got to test this. But if we just took a general, every email, every market, every niche, there's one day that really is. And the answer is Tuesdays. Tuesdays have the highest open rates than any other days of the week. Tuesdays have the highest open rates than any other days of the week. And so if we analyzed all the data, that's the day. So really think about the timing. if you're going to send something that's very important, you might want to, instead of doing it on a Monday, and if you're going to mail on a Monday, there's a lot of people who said Mondays. If you're going to mail on a Monday, make sure you do it later in the afternoon that everybody gets to clear out their email box, especially if they're not checking their emails they're not checking their emails over the weekend, because think about the email stack. And if you're lower in the email stack, you're not going to see it. You want to be as soon as their box cleared out and right in at that moment. You want to be pretty much when they're looking at the ideal time, really, the real true ideal time is when the email box there's nothing in the email box and you're the one that comes in. That's the one they're going to pay attention to. If it's been sitting there forever, they're never going to either get to it, or when they do get to it, they're not going to be as from there. And they hate their job on Monday. Now, somebody did hit on something, and I know somebody that does this. They actually run their billing on their billing. They run their billing, their rebills, and I hate to say it, but somebody said on payday, but they do run their rebill. They try to find out when the average payday is for people, and then they run their rebills on a payday. So that's another little thing. But it's really the timing hack is thinking about this is if you can let off when you're doing stuff. You might want to think about that. Think about if people have jobs and people have things going on, and Monday they're catching up and stuff like that. Tuesday becomes the best day to actually mail. Now, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that, because that's really important to understand and to know. So that's really the timing hack. So that's really the timing hack from there. Now from here. So number one that I gave you, let me get a marker. So number one was congruency hack. Number two was the bump hack. Number three, which you can see me doing right now, the number three is the timing hack. Now, you guys are going to love this. Can't really read my writing, but the number 4 is the deliverability hack. The deliverability hack. It's probably spelled wrong, but it's right. It's going to be the right hack. So number 4 is the deliverability hack. And this is a really cool way to, when you are sending those emails, when you're sending the bumps, when you're timing your emails, if you know this little hack will make your deliverability. This is just one thing you could do, but this thing is really powerful. And I'm calling it the deliverability hack. And what it is this. When you get your subscriber, if you can get your subscribers to send an email to you, so instead of just push out emails, push down emails, if you can get the subscriber to respond, send an email to you, the ISP, like whether it's Gmail, whether it's whatever they're using, will see that the interactions are not all push, promote. When they see that person send you, they see that and they notice that and they say, oh, wow, this person, they really, this is a conversation here. And when you do that, if you can craft, especially maybe after your welcome message is really, really powerful thing, but after your welcome message, like, hey, shoot me back an email, and let me know you get it, or something like that. And they shoot you an email. When you do that, what you're going to find is your deliverability is going to go through the roof. If you think about it, it's because they're being more social, And so if you can do that, that is a great way to increase the deliverability. That is the great way to increase, the deliverability. And it's actually one of the quickest and easiest things that anybody could do to increase the deliverability. I mean, there's tons of different things you can do from a deliverability perspective, but it's one. So number 1, just to be clear, going back into time for a second, number 1 was the congruency hack. Number 2 was the bump hack. Number 3 is the timing hack. Number 4 is the deliverability hack. And number 5 is this. Number 5 is this, and I think this right here is, I'm writing it down, and I can't spell. It looked horrible. I'm just going to put a line right there. Number 5 is the reason hack. The reason hack. Okay. The reason, God, the reason I bring up this is because if you want to make sure that you get the least unsubscribes you possibly can ever get, is if you do not have a reason to send the email, then if you have a reason when you're sending the email, whether the reason could be 10 hours left, the reason could be today. Today's the last day. But if you don't have a reason, and always be looking for reasons. Reasons are so powerful in getting people to respond. For example, and this is what people don't do. If we went to the mall right now, or I don't know what you call it, if we went to a shopping center, right now, I guarantee you, well, actually here, especially in America, I will tell you what's going on right now is we got Halloween coming up. The reason they're putting stuff out is Halloween. And thinking about this, and one thing that you could do is think about holidays. There could be Black Friday, reason, that you're doing this. It's Black Friday. The reason you're doing this, my dog died. The reason I'm doing this is because I just got, whatever. I just got, this in the mail. I just got this email in the mail. I just got this Facebook Live. Somebody sent me this Facebook Live. But if there's a reason why you're doing it, you're going to decrease. If you let people know, the reason I'm sending this email is because I saw this thing and it's absolutely amazing. The reason why, hey, look, I want to just let you know, I was just the other day, I bought this and I think you should buy it too. It's absolutely amazing. And the reason I'm sending it is because it is absolutely amazing. And in fact, if you go to this link right now, you can go get it too. That makes you so much more money using the reason, using a reason for it. And it's kind of like you could always use the easiest way to think about it is, last time we talked about using the word, utilizing the word because, but this is really the whole reason for the promotion, the whole reason for mailing. The more you do that, the more you're going to find that, you don't have to mail. You don't have to say, one of the biggest problems that most people make, and I found at the beginning, is this. You want to be careful. If you only send emails every Tuesday, if that's all you're going to do, don't do that. If the more you mail, the more money you make, right? But if you only send emails every Tuesday, what you're going to find is that they're going to be trained on a Tuesday. And if you break that training, how you train them is how they're going to respond. So I always, and somebody was asking earlier, like, when's the best time to send? The best time to send is when you have a good reason. The best time to send is when you have a good reason, and it's really important to think about that. Because if you like, hey, today's my birthday. Oh my God. You know how many people like, oh my God, today's your birthday. Let me go buy this. I'm like, what the hell? It's funny. I've used that reason many times. So today's my wife's birthday. So I want to let you know, if you can give a positive reason for it, well, even sometimes negative reasons, but a reason, utilizing that in your email copy and for the reason for your promotion, for the reason of mailing, you're going to make a ton of money. You'll make a ton of money. And, and it's, and so, it's just, and somebody said something about increased trust and relationship by responding ASP. Yeah, and actually that's interesting. But just to share with those are the 5 hacks. We went over on the deliverability hack. We went over increasing the frequency with basically utilizing, the bump it, the bump it strategy, mailing to that. We talked about the timing hack. We talked about the deliverability hack. We talked about the reason hack, and that really does very, very important. Now, from that. So, so are those good? You guys like those? Yep. Cool. Fantastic. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, everybody. All right, cool. Very good. Very interesting. Always great. So, all right. So we've got about 2 minutes to the top of the hour. And I'm going to tell you guys this. I couldn't even plan this even better. I am going to tell you, and I'm just going to be blatantly honest. I'm always blatantly honest, but I'm just going to be transparent. And I want to tell you guys, there's a lot of people on here that I know that are part of my EPC Institute. And you guys, there's a lot of questions that came in and stuff like that. And I will tell you that if anybody in the, part of that, we have a coaching call coming up here. Actually, I could tell you in a couple days, and I'll be glad to answer all specific questions. You guys, let me actually tell you when the next group coaching call is, where I answer all the questions, put all those questions in there, from there, and we got the group coaching call. So it's October 10th, Wednesday, October 10th at 3 p.m. is the next group coaching call, and you'll have a link, and just submit the questions that you have in the link specifically for that. Now, that's coming up. I have the group coaching for those of you guys part of that, just let you know that group coaching is from there. I want to tell you this, that the content, section is pretty much over. And if you guys are already part of the EPC Institute, I'm just going to tell you that you're welcome to get off. And if you guys are interested in learning more about the 11 Golden Keys and learning more about the EPC Institute, I'm going to tell you guys stick around. If you're not interested, you're welcome to leave, because that's really where I want to go. These are the 11 Golden Keys. If you guys like to learn about that, and inside these, I will get down to the specifics of different things that I've learned. Some people are asking me about the exact timing of things. People are asking me the exact days of things. People are asking me a lot of questions. And the questions can be answered inside this, or because inside here, from here, creating that. So these are the 11 Golden Keys, which you see, right here. And if you're interested in learning more about the 11 Golden Keys, then, stick around. If you're interested in learning how you can learn more about that, stick around. I actually just went, let me actually double check this and make sure I did do that submission. I need to change a link real quick. Let me just double check this real quick, and then we'll move forward on this. But, okay, cool. It's right. Okay. So the link has been moved and changed. Okay. So